Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to my recap and review video for Arrow. This is season 4, episode 12. It is entitled Unchained. I gotta say, guys, this episode, I really liked this episode. I thought it was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Um, Tons and tons of characters came back in this episode. I think that's probably why it was so great, is that we got all these awesome characters to come back. We had Roy Harper come back. Nissa was back. We've seen a scene with Katana in there. Merlin is back. Who else? There's got to be somebody else that I'm missing. Um, so I think that was it. I mean, it seems like there was somebody else that I'm missing. Um, but anyway, and we get the villain of the week, the Calculator. So, and we get Mr. Terrific. Curtis is back as well. So a lot of characters, a lot of stuff happening. I have to say it was a great episode. I love the fact that we got to see Roy Harper come back. Um, it really brought something special, I think, back to the show or to the group. It seemed it refreshed it a little bit. It seemed like it was getting a little stale, and it brought these characters coming back brought something fresh in to see. So I really liked seeing him come back. I love seeing Nissa as well. Like I said, I mean the fight scenes and end of Parbat and all that were very cool. Um, so and then that fight scene with Katana surprised me. I didn't think she was going to visit Katana or we were going to see Katana in any way, shape, or form. So very cool and that I wanted to see more of that sword battle. I mean, I wish we would have seen more of it, or they would have had more of it. But yeah, but that was great. Um, the stuff with Felicity and Curtis was very well done. I really enjoyed that. Uh, and the stuff, the stuff with the calculator. I really felt like I was like, well, the calculator. I mean, what is the purpose of this character? I mean, he's kind of a weak villain this episode. Anyway, he was weak. I mean, he basically brainwashes, not brainwashes, but puts like a computer chip or something in Harper, Roy Harper's eye or some type of tech to control him. Um, so and I was just like, well, what's the whole point of this? I mean, he steals like this internet bomb or web nuke or whatever. I was like, wow. I mean, what's he going to do with that? Well, we find out, once they destroyed the bomb, I was like, well, that's it for the character. I mean, what else? I mean, what else is he good for, really? It was kind of weak. I was like, the villain of the week was kind of weak, really. And then he shows up at the presentation where Felicity is unveiling that new battery or whatever, which I thought was very well done. Her scenes with that, with Curtis and the whole presentation and everything was very well done. And I was like, well, he found out that she was the one behind the other computer, that she was the one that was hacking him or stopped the bomb or whatever. So he's coming after her. I was like, oh, wow, this might get good. Then she turns around and she says, Dad? And I'm like, oh, here we go. So the calculator is Felicity's father. So it's out of the bag. We finally can stop speculating of who's who. So we know for a fact that the calculator is her father. So that was the whole reason for having this character. um, so I mean, it makes sense now that the next episode we're going to find out more about him and so we see the mother, Felicity's mother, who's great, by the way. Now we see her father, and we'll see that this whole thing going on with them. So that should be interesting. Um, what else? I mean, the stuff with Thea, and Merlin, everything I thought was great. I mean, John Barrowman is always excellent. Everything he does, I think, is on the show is great. Um, so yeah, I mean, the scene with Thea and Roy Harper, I thought was very well done, very emotional. I really enjoyed those scenes. And then she like goes into like a coma. Nissa shows up and says, "I'll give you this antidote to help her, but you got to kill Merlin." Okay, so I guess we're going to get this weird like maybe this weird battle going on. I mean, that should be cool to see where they go with that. But I thought for sure it was going to be possibly be Thea in the grave. Now that they show her in this state of affairs, I mean, it basically is just too much on the nose now. I don't think she's the one in the grave now, so I just think it would just be too much, too on the nose, just like they did with Felicity and trying to make it look like she was the one in the grave, and then we find out it's not, and now Thea is looks like she's dying or something, and it doesn't. I don't think it's going to be her now. So, I mean, who else could it be? I mean, I guess it could be, it could be Diggle, maybe. I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be anybody at this point. But that, I don't think it's Thea now. So, um, but it looks like Damien Dark's wife is now going to be in the running for the mayor thing. So she's going to be going up against Oliver. So that should be interesting where they go with that. I'm sure we'll get some type of like weird debate. Um, and we found out that his Damien Dark's wife is just as crazy as he is. So that should be interesting. Um, but oh yeah, the flashbacks. I think the flashback in this episode was one of the best we've seen in a while. And then we see Shadow come back. I mean, that was wild. I was like, wow, where are they going to go with this? And then we find out she's like a hallucination. And we need to get to the point where Oliver's on the island, like in the very first pilot episode, him shooting the arrow and lighting that bonfire. I mean, we need to get to that point. So maybe this is the start of that. And he tells the woman, I forget her name, that he's the one that killed her brother. So there's that. But I thought those flashbacks was pretty good this week. But yeah, guys, overall, excellent episode. Really enjoyed it. If there's anything I might have missed that you guys want to talk about or mention or discuss, please write in the comments below. Just go ahead and start a conversation. Start a conversation, guys. Go right ahead. But but that will do it for me for this week, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really would appreciate it. But that will do it for me. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.